I'm here at the Southampton International Boat Show with James Ward, the CEO and founder of Marine Resources. And you've just released the figures from the Marine Industry Salary Survey 2022. This is something you last did in 2019 before everything just went crazy. So you must have had some interesting findings, James.
Yeah, it's been a real kind of labour of love, actually, to go through over the last weeks and months. Firstly, to really understand exactly what the industry wants and needs at the moment from that sort of report. Back in 2019, there really wasn't a report of this kind within the leisure marine industry. So, we really wanted to start to put some data around, I think, a lot of the suspicions or kind of knowledge that people had in the industry, but actually back it up with some facts. So we covered everything from, gender pay gap, gender diversity in the industry, and then right through to looking at kind of average salaries across key sectors within the industry. So we focus not just on the leisure marine sector, but commercial marine, super yacht, and renewables, actually. And that was really in response at the time to what people wanted to see. This time round, post-COVID, we absolutely had a lot of people firstly coming up to us saying, are you going to do another salary survey of some sort? And also what we were finding as the world was kind of coming back to normal is a question that we were being asked week in, week out from both clients and candidates and job seekers was, how much should I be paying? And or what should I be paying for this role? People were quite lost, and so there was quite a lot of need to have a piece of data that really, really benchmarked a lot of the core roles. So we decided to keep it very, very much leisure marine focused, which is really our core market, and rather than being quite broad and general, go very, very granular on what we feel are the core roles within the leisure marine industry.
And one of the things that is very noticeable, it is an employees market at the moment, is the marine industry itself isn't competing within itself for employees. We are looking at across the entirety of industry and trying to make sure that we can attract the best talent into the marine industry.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I don't think it's any secret that, we have skill shortages. And I think when we talk about skill shortages in this industry, we instantly go to those kind of skilled trades roles, the roles that hold the tools and build the boats and fix the engines. But actually, we have a general skill shortage across all roles in the industry. In the leisure marine industry, what we see at the moment is really the same people kind of circulating around the industry, and that's not actually helping the numbers. And it's really time to start kind of change tack on that, and as an industry, I feel, come together to kind of have an en masse plan on how we can just bring more people into this industry. But it has to start with us being competitive.
Being competitive doesn't just mean pay them more. We've got to provide the kind of environment, the kind of work setting that attracts people and say, this is good for my lifestyle as well as my work.
Absolutely, yeah. We have so much going for this industry from an employee point of view. There's a lot that employers are doing that we see that they almost take for granted. Now, we work and we love this industry, and many of us have been in it for many, many years, and we really do take for granted, the products that we are working with, the fact that we are working within a leisure industry. And I think the pay, you're right, isn't the answer to everything, and absolutely not all businesses can do more on that front. But I think what we now need to do is look at what else we can be doing. So one of the things we wanted to sort of shed a light on within the survey is, what are the motivators for people when they are considering moving jobs or staying in their current job or actually considering an industry. And that's been an interesting part of the report, to give employers hopefully a bit of a steer on, if they can't be as competitive as other companies when it comes to pay, what else can they be doing? What we don't want is people just stopping at the pay piece. And I think there's a lot that employers can be offering to potential employees.
Do you find there is a reluctance from some employers to bring in people from outside the industry, and you have to show them that graduates and people from other industries can bring new thinking to their business?
We do see that. I think over the lifetime of marine resources, that has got better. And actually, we now see companies who actively want to hire from other industries. We still have this kind of problem where sometimes even in the briefs that we get are, must have worked in the marine industry, and you take it back to the numbers and the dwindling numbers, I suppose, of marine industry professionals. That's becoming just not an option. We have to be more open-minded, and we have to be willing to transfer skills as much as an industry we are willing to train up from the very beginning. I will say that's something we are very good at in this industry. We have great apprenticeship schemes. We are very inviting to kind of young people, although actually the survey does show we don't have enough young people in the industry. But I think where we don't focus enough of at the moment is how do we become more willing and more able to transfer skills into this industry, as opposed to just sticking with must have worked in the industry already.
And marine resources must now be seeing a lot of people taking a look at this data and then asking you the questions based on that as to how they attract people better.
They are, and the report only went out 48 hours ago, and we've already had hundreds of downloads. And yes, you're right, it's becoming a conversation point, either around the show, amongst businesses and people reaching out. And that was one of the objectives of the report, and that's why we invested in it, to start this conversation again. Where what everybody's gone through over the last few years has really been taken such focus, and and now it feels as an industry we've had a fantastic summer. We're very, very busy. I think it's now time to look forward and look ahead of ourselves with what's next. And I do think the people part and bringing in more people into the industry needs to be sort of hot on the agenda, really, of discussion. So absolutely mission accomplished on that so far. We've started that conversation again, and it's whether it's knee-jerk or actually getting people talking about it for the first time, we're really pleased with the initial response.
And boating has had a boom time, but we're going into uncertain times now, and getting the right people and having that productivity now is probably more important than ever.
Yes, for sure. And I think, at the moment, as it stands, as an industry, although people are wary, it still feels like we're extremely busy. You talk to the exhibitors at the show here, and again, they're having a really great show. And I think we need to capitalise on that in terms of making this industry attractive. The uncertainty is everywhere. It's not just in this industry. But actually, as an industry, if we're still able to offer good opportunities and a busy market, we should be promoting that and using that to bring people in where people can feel kind of comfortable and confident that they can still be successful in this industry.
Well, James, it's fascinating to talk to you, and also taking a look at the Marine Resources Salary Survey gives such good insight. So thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you, Mark. Always good to chat.